Africa's population is booming, and it's young. 70% of Africans are under the age of 30. That makes this the youngest continent in the world, with its population expected to almost double to 2.2 billion in the next 30 years. But here's the catch. In 2023, youth unemployment in sub-Saharan Africa hit 11.3%, and that's just the official number. The informal sector, where millions of young people work without contracts or benefits, hides much more of the story. Every year, 10 to 12 million young Africans enter the labor market, but only about 3 million jobs are created. An estimated 23.6 million young Africans were unemployed in 2023. If nothing changes, this number could climb to 27 million by 2030. The gap isn't just wide, it's dangerous. So with millions of young Africans ready to work and so few opportunities waiting, the question practically asks itself, how did we get here? Is this simply the fault of today's governments, or does the story stretch much further back? In pre-colonial Africa, work was embedded in community life. Agriculture, trade, and craftsmanship were the backbone of self-sufficient economies. Work was as much about survival as it was about social cohesion. Then came colonialism and a complete restructuring of labor. Land was seized, forced labor became common, and cash crop economies were introduced to serve export markets over local needs. After independence, African nations faced the daunting challenge of building new states while grappling with poverty and illiteracy. Many inherited economic structures modeled on colonial frameworks, centralized and export dependent. Education systems, too, were largely designed to produce administrators for colonial bureaucracies, not innovators or entrepreneurs necessarily. Tethered to global systems that disadvantaged them, newly independent nations navigated institutions they had not designed, institutions that often clashed with local aspirations. Today, the crisis is visible across the map. South Africa has one of the highest youth unemployment rates in the world, over 45%. Botswana, despite its stability, faces a staggering 43.86%. In Ethiopia, urban youth unemployment among those aged 15 to 29 sits at 27.2%. In South Sudan, the world's youngest nation, the rate was 20% in 2022. Sao Tome and Principe sits at 9.17% in 2024, while Tunisia faces 40.05% youth unemployment. In Rwanda, only 29.5% of young people in work have a stable or satisfactory job. In Kenya, that figure drops to 15.5%. This means millions remain in precarious, insecure work. With all this, one tends to ask, where is the hope? The fastest growing space for African youth is online. Social media has become a marketplace for e-commerce, content creation, and digital services. But access to affordable, reliable internet is still uneven, and the competition is global. Could the solution then lie in Africa's oldest industry, agriculture? Well, agriculture accounts for up to 35% of GDP in some countries. With agribusiness and innovation, it could absorb millions. Yet, many young people still associate farming with rural hardship rather than scalable opportunity. For others, the solution is living. In 2020, around 21 million Africans lived in another African country, while another 19.5 million lived outside the continent. While unemployment hurts everyone, it hits women harder. In sub-Saharan Africa, young women are 1.3 times more likely to be unemployed than young men, often left most exposed to economic shocks. In the middle of all this, the shift to online work, the promise of agriculture, and the wave of migration, one thing is constant. Young Africans keep moving. Some have secured stable work, others are piecing together livelihoods through gig work, side hustles, and informal trade. It shows an incredible adaptability, finding opportunity where formal systems fall short. Well, Africa's youth are not short on ambition. The real question is whether economies can keep up, because the story of Africa's future will be written not just by its presidents, CEOs, or policymakers, but by millions of young people deciding every single day what kind of work is worth their time, their skills, and their dreams.